I close with a story told by Mary Jo Leddy. Mary Jo is a Christian, a leader, and a social activist. She helped to establish a community of faith in Toronto which welcomes refugees from other nations into a temporary shelter, a place called Romero House. And one morning she was sitting at the kitchen table at Romero House, enjoying a cup of coffee with a young woman from Africa. I'll call this woman Lana. Lana had escaped terrible atrocities in her country of birth and was so grateful to be in a safe country, in a home where people welcomed her. And Lana was gazing out the window into the backyard of Romero House, and she pointed outside and she said, "Who lives there?" Mary Jo looked out and all she saw was a typical Toronto backyard. No place where anyone would live. And she asked, "What do you mean?" And Lana pointed again, "Who lives there?" So thinking she missed something, Mary Jo looked out again and saw nothing, but Lana persisted. She asked, "Who lives there?" And one last time, Mary Jo looked, and finally the veil was lifted, and she saw. Lana was pointing at the garage. She wanted to know who lived in the garage. Here was Lana, a woman desperately searching for a permanent home, and there in the backyard was a house for a car. In this world where 5 million people wander homeless, we in Canada build houses for our cars. What a revelation that was. While Mary Jo had worked with refugees for years prior to this encounter, this brief but poignant conversation offered a fresh perspective that shaped her work and her writing for years to come. So, friends, the question for today is this: are you missing something? Are you going about your business as the disciples were, perceiving the world through a veil of your own making? Or are you so busy that you're unable to notice the details in your midst? Details to which God is pointing so that you may connect more deeply with the beauty that is inherent in our natural world and with your fellow human being. The Spirit of the risen Christ is moving in our midst. May all that prevents us from seeing, hearing, touching be swept away, so that we may exalt in his presence and with the strength of his power engage with the world that he loves. May it be so.